the sidelines of a football field, this defies the stereotype of what it means to be a cheerleader. It's called all-star cheerleading. It's as demanding and athletic as many sports. And in a decade, it's become wildly popular, fiercely competitive, and for some of the 200,000 young women involved, it's become their world.
Come on!
17-year-old Maddie Gardner is one of the best all-star cheerleaders in the country. She's been competing since she was 7 years old.
Maddie, come on!
Competitive cheerleading is really more action-packed and more difficult than high school cheerleading.
Good, Maddie! 3!
To me, it is my passion. It became my sport, and now it's my life, and it's what I do, and it's pretty much who I am.
Come on, guys!
Maddie trains year-round at Cheer Extreme in Kernersville, North Carolina, one of the largest and most elite all-star cheerleading gyms.
It is a big commitment to be here, every day for 3 to 4 hours. I'm doing homework in the car on the way here. I'm doing homework in practice breaks. I'm taking 4 AP classes, so I really set high goals for myself, and I think cheerleading has really taught me that too, don't settle for second best.
Do you feel like you've had to sacrifice any of your teenage years for this sport?
I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, honestly. I mean, this is what I love to do.
That did not count.
Her coach, Courtney Pope, says the dedication on Maddie's team is as intense as their practices.
More than 50% of the team live 2 hours away. So that means getting home from school, getting in the car at 4 o'clock, hoping you don't get in traffic, getting here for practice at 6, getting home almost at midnight, starting all over again.
Maddie's team competes at regional and national events, performing 2.5-minute routines of powerful tumbling, high-flying stunts, and impressive teamwork.
You are a flyer.
I am.
The center point flyer.
Oh, yeah?
What does that mean?
I am in the center of the routine for the stunting part. You, in a way, carry the stunt sequence because the judges really focus in on the center of the routine.
So what's the most challenging stunt you do?
It's called a ball up 360 TikTok.
Good girl!
I think it is the most challenging right now on the market.
But it's one you nail?
Yeah, most of the time. Knock on wood. It was the first time anyone had ever done something like that skill last year at Worlds when I performed it.
Maddie is talking about the All-Star Cheerleading World Championship.
It's like a gymnast going to the Olympics. That's their ultimate goal.
Last year, Maddie's stunt helped her team win a gold medal for the first time.
It was kind of just like all this emotion exploded, and I just kind of threw my body out onto the floor, and it was really emotional. Just relief, knowing that everything that I worked for the past couple years had paid off.
The team's success turned Maddie into a cheerlebrity. Now hundreds of fans want to be friends with her on Facebook.
I have 960 friend requests right now.
With the 2011 championship just weeks away, Maddie's team is counting on her to help them win gold again.
You guys are going in as reigning world champions this year. The pressure must be intense.
I definitely feel like it's harder to hold on to the top spot than it was climbing to the top last year. So it's definitely stressful.
It would be totally unacceptable.
Maddie feels the pressure perhaps more than anyone. She is still haunted by a devastating fall at the World Championship in 2009. The team's mistakes cost them the gold. Maddie blames herself.
It's still in the back of my mind, even though you try to push it out. I felt like I ruined it for everybody, which is some hard feelings to go through.
3, 2, 1.
So Maddie pushes herself even harder. But just weeks before this year's competition, a sudden setback.
They told me that I had sprained my ACL and that other ligament. Hopefully, I'll be able to practice for the rest of the time leading up to Worlds. And it's hot. It feels like fire, honestly. When I first got hurt, I said it felt like a hot knife, and it kind of is a milder version of that. It was definitely bad timing. I fell out of a stunt. I almost tore my ACL, which would have been really bad.
After missing a week of training, Maddie cautiously takes the mat and works through the pain.
The more I do, the worse it gets. I mean, I probably shouldn't be doing as much, but it'll be worth it in the end.
Maddie's ready to do whatever it takes to hold on to their title. For the next 3 weeks, the team will spend 4 to 5 days a week in the gym, practicing for perfection.
No!
With their coach, Courtney Pope.
Who remembers the practice for 4 hours where I stood right here and we fixed every single person this way?
Every step has to be in sync.
It is not together. This is no more synchronized in the opening than it was in January when we made it up.
Every flip, flawless.
No, it's not good, and it's not good enough.
They will do it over and over until they get it right.
Now hit one and stop. You're exhausted, right? But these are the moments when Worlds is won or not. Do the stunt again, tired, and mean it. Here we go.
As the championship approaches, Maddie's determination gets stronger.
What are you gonna do at Worlds if your knee is acting up?
You would expect a football player playing in the Super Bowl to play, even if he had an injury. And it's the same thing to me. I mean, this is the Olympics of our sport. So obviously I'm gonna get through it. We're not gonna let anything stop us this year.
Please welcome to the floor, Cheer Extreme All-Stars Senior Elite.
Saturday, April 30th, 2011, the first day of the World Championship. After an impressive performance, Maddie Gardner feels confident going into finals the next day.
Everything was perfect. Everything hit. We were on time. It was synchronized. All the stunts were up. It was just unbelievable.
It's 271.1.
But the mood suddenly changes when the team learns they're in third place.
Hey. I know that we are disappointed in the ranking, but the reality is that close. Do you want to go third?
No.
Do you want to fix it?
Yeah.
Desperate to hold on to their title, they want to practice now. But it's near midnight, and there are no open gyms.
1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7.
So they wake up early for an emergency practice on the golf course behind their hotel.
You cannot, be Jack Russell Terrier that decides that you are going to get to your pyramid spot faster than everybody else does.
Maddie is pushing through the pain in her knee.
You can't help but think, this is it. This is what's going to determine the success of your year.
No more time to practice. Now it's game time.
Look me in the eyes. I watched your team 700 trillion times, and I know we can be even better. Got it? I know we can. You've got to talk about it, and let's all just admit that, we're terrified. We're not, you can't practice to a point where you're like, we absolutely have this, because who knows what's going to happen.
Backstage, the team tries to calm their nerves.
Get it, got it, Senior Elite.
Gentlemen, from Colfax, North Carolina, Senior Elite.
Part 2 of the Evolution. We are Senior Elite.
Go get 'em, ladies.
It begins near perfect. Then, Maddie's famous stunt comes crashing down. Watching the replay is tough. It wasn't the team's only mistake, and they know the gold medal is probably out of reach.
Walk me through what happened here at Worlds today.
I mean, I felt ready, but I didn't feel like I knew I should. First part of the routine was just awesome. When it came to my specialty stunt, it kind of went bad. I don't really know what happened.
All right, we're moving on to the globes. The top 3 teams. The bronze champion, Cheer Extreme All-Stars from Colfax.
After all the dedication, sweat, and sacrifice, it's hard to hear they aren't world champions. Their rivals take home the gold.
It's hard not to feel like it was your fault. Pretty much going into this, all we had to do was hit and we could win. And that just, it wasn't happening for us.
Matt, she'll be fine. Maddie's a brilliant genius, and it takes setbacks and, disappointments to really get to the best of who we all can be, and she's going to be something fantastic.
It's an emotional end to a year of intense pressure and grueling training. But practice is starting all over for the next season, and Maddie will go for the gold again.
Maybe now that, we're not on top, we can come back next year and take it back, but we'll just see what happens. I wouldn't consider not coming back for a second. It's just who I am, and, I have to prove myself again now.